Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupeni Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagartha Viva Samprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. So we are coming back to our topic of Panchavritti. Right, so we saw so far Sanadhyanta Dhatu Vritti. Now the second topic we're seeing is Kṛdantam, right? And so the Kṛdanta is this, we first look at a Krit Pratyaya, right? They're the suffixes we add to a Dhatu to make a new Pratipadika, right? So suffixes to a Dhatu, Dhatu plus Krit Pratyaya equals new Pratipadikam. They have the basic sense of one of the Karakas and additional sense that we can get in these. We saw these Krityaha for some time. Now we're looking at, so these Krityaha give the meaning of Karmani and Bhave, right? So it's the object of action. Now we're looking at Krit Pratyas and Kartari, right? So those which denote the Karta, the agent. So far we've seen Trich, and now we're going to be looking at Nvul and Kvip. So Trich, like one example is Kartru, Gantru, the one who does, one who goes. Yeah, because we're looking at the Karta. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to look at Nvul, and then we'll look at Kvip today. Okay.
Mahodaya, can you give me the English spelling for Nul? How is it? K-N-O?
Yeah, so it's Murdanya Nakara V-U-L, Nvul.
Would you mind spelling me for in English? Is it K-N-O-W-L?
Yeah, it's N-V-U-L. N-V-U-L, Nvul. But there's not full Nakara, so I can't say Navul, but it's Nvul, Nvul. So I hope that's clear. You can see it on the screen there too. So this Nvul denotes the Karta, right? We're looking Kartari Kṛdanta. And what we need to know is that the content of Nvul, what happens is this actually, Nvul gets converted to Aka. Okay, so there's this transformation that takes place. There's not so much, well, the logic is that there's a sutra that says so. Okay, so there's not much more logic than that's the way it's said. Okay, so Nvul, Nakara and Lakara are it letters that were like with Vu, and Vu becomes Aka. Okay, so AKA. So this Aka we have to remember. Okay, Nvul becomes Aka. One thing to remember is that Vriddhi can take place. Okay, Vriddhi can take place. So we'll see some examples of this. And the gender, right? So the new Pratipadika declines in 3 lingas. So all 3 genders, Pumlinga, Strilinga, Napumsakalinga. And it's determined by the linga of the noun, which the word is qualifying. Okay, so depending on what it's referring to, that's the gender it'll take.
So, Mahodaya, that means it is the Visheshya, linga of the Visheshya.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. Yes. And so in Punlinga Napumsakalinga, it declines as a ending, just like Rama or Jnana, just like those. So we know those really well. So that's a good thing. So these are easy in that way. In Strilinga, I'll show you in a moment how it transforms. Okay, so if make sure to remind me about the Strilinga. The Vigraha Vakya is we take the verb form, the Latlakara, Kartari Prayoga form of the dhatu we are transforming. So like if we have the word karaka, we would say karoti iti karaka. Right? So Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam. So Latlakara Kartari Prayoga Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam. Right? So karoti iti karaka. Okay, we're going to see some examples. So I know I'm going fast. First, let's just remember. Let's look at this word kr. Okay, we're going to make the word karaka. Have you heard the word karaka before? Yeah, we saw this last time, but just as a reminder. Okay, so kr plus nvul. What happens is when I have kr plus nvul, I can get, remember we said the vriddhi can take place. Vriddhi can take place. So kr becomes kar. Okay. The vriddhi of r is r. So kar plus nvul. Now nvul becomes aka. So I have kar plus aka added together becomes karaka. Karaka literally means the one who does, the doer. Now, when we're talking about karaka in the Sanskrit sense, that's given a specific meaning in a grammatical, right? So even karma can be a karaka in the technical grammatical term. Okay, so, but the literal word just means doer. Okay, so we would say the Vigraha Vakya, where we would do kr, latlakara, kartari prayoga, pratama purusha ekavachanam, karoti iti karakaha. Okay, so same here, the means to burn, right? Dahati. Now, when I add nul, again, this dah can take vriddhi, becomes dha. Akara becomes a. So the vriddhi of akara is a. So da. And then I add aka, so dahaka, the one who burns. So dahati iti dahakaha. Okay, now we're going to see nayaka, and there's some, well, let's first see pavaka. There's some specific things we need to see, okay, for this. Okay. So if I pudatu means to purify. And I'm adding nvul. So nvul is suffix to dhatu pu, to purify. By the addition of the suffix, pu is qualified to be an anga. Right? Now, na and la of nvul are it letters. They're removed. And the remaining vu is replaced by aka. Okay? So nvul becomes aka. So pu plus aka. Now, this causes vriddhi to the anga, as we saw. Okay? So when I have vriddhi, right? U becomes o. Right? Guna letters are a, o. Vriddhi letters are a, o. So the vriddhi of u is o. The vriddhi of e is I. Okay, we're okay with that? So if I have u, the vriddhi of u is o. So po plus aka. Okay, po plus aka. Now here we're going to apply the sandhi, and we're going to review this in one moment, okay? The ayavayava sandhi. Okay, we're going to review this, but ayavayava sandhi is applied, and po becomes pav, and then pav plus aka becomes pavaka. Now, being a kridanta, this is qualified to be a pratipadika. So this is a new pratipadika. The vigraha vakya of this new pratipadika becomes punati iti pavakaha. The one who purifies is the purifier. And it'll be declined pavakaha, pavako, pavakaha, etc. Okay, let's just review HO. Let's ayavayava sandhi. So let me pull that up here. Okay. Okay. So ayavayava sandhi sounds more complicated than it is. Okay, you can repeat after me. So it's I of, I of. Ayavayava sandhihi. Okay, let me slow it down. I of sandhihi. So this will help you see it. I of sandhi. What it says is when H is immediately followed by ach, then this H is substituted by these specific things. So let's look at this. Okay, so H stands for these diphthongs, we call it. A, O, I, ow. A, O, I, ow is what we say H. So when you have these A, O, I, ow followed by any vowel, then they get replaced by I of, okay, in terms of order. A is replaced by I, O is replaced by of, I is replaced by I, O is replaced by of, or of, sorry. Here, what's going to be relevant in this context for Nvul is really that I is going to be replaced by I, and O is going to be replaced by of. Okay, I'll take a question in a moment, but let me just show you this. So for example, if I've ni dhatu to lead becomes nai because of vriddhi, right? When I add akka. Okay, nvul becomes akka, right? Now ni becomes nai because of vriddhi. So we're skipping a few steps right here. Now I have an I, H, followed by any vowel. I have akara. This I is replaced by I. So it becomes nayakaha. Here when I have pu dhatu becomes po because of vriddhi. Now I have po followed by akka. This po, o, gets replaced by av. So pavakaha. O gets replaced by av. Okay, Harprasadji, you have a question there? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, Mahodaya. I
Yes.
got two questions. I thought the dhatu should be pa instead of po.
Can you say that one more time?
Is po is indicating a dhatu here?
Yeah, so po originally was pu dhatu. Pu dhatu to purify, plus nvul. I'll show you this in another page. Let me pull this back here. Okay, so here we're coming back to this page. So originally we had pu dhatu plus nvul. This is what we skipped a few steps on the HOAVIVA sandhi. Where we started there on that was here, po plus akka. How we got there was we started with pu dhatu plus nvul. Pu then is plus akka. Pu becomes o because of vriddhi. And then o becomes av because ayavayava sandhi.
Yeah.
So pavaka.
Okay, I got it. The second question is the ayava yava sandhi. We say yava. Shouldn't we pronounce it as yav?
Yeah, so correct. So because it
is av. It is av at the end.
av. Yeah, it should just be ayavayav sandhi, but the way it says it in the sutta, they add an extra akara and they decline it as 1-3. So that's why we say ayavayava sandhi.
Why do they, excuse me, why do they add an extra akara to make it ayava yava sandhi?
Because what happens is, so each of the declensions in the sutra gives a specific meaning. So that which is in the first case is the thing. So you see this number 1 here. The thing that which is in the first case in the sutra is that which is going to replace something else. That which is in the 6th case in the sutra is that which is replaced. So what happens is we have I of, and now he makes it into a first case word like Ramaha. So he needs to make it into first case word. So it says I of ayavaha. just so that we know it's in the first case.
The last question. Where do you get this, the manners of modification of simple vowels that
Oh, this
one?
yeah, this one here. Yeah, I got this from, this is in the Sandhi book. Where is it in the Sandhi book?
It is not in the Sandhi book.
It's in the Sandhi book right near the beginning where it shows you how to use the Dhatu Kosha. There's a section in the Sandhi book where it teaches you how to use the Dhatu Kosha.
Yeah.
And this chart is in that, on those pages.
Okay.
So it's a very small chart, but I just copied it because it's very useful.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Yes, of course. Okay, Pratima, you have a question here. So can you explain one more time? Oh, okay, got it. So there was a question here. How does da become da? Right, da become da. What happens is vriddhi takes place, right? So the guna, let's come back here. Okay. Yeah. So the vriddhi letter replaces what is there. So we have akara. The akara is going to replace the short akara, so it becomes da. So the akara replaces the so it becomes da, and then we had akara. You can unmute yourself.
No, the dhatu is daha, right? So I always think because we have a ha with halanta ha, we don't take that in consideration because like Kru had nothing after that, or Ni didn't have anything like any ha or anything like that. So I can understand vriddhi and all the rules, but daha has ha in front of da.
I'm not sure I understand.
So dhatu is daha, right?
Yep, da, yeah.
Da. So when you do vriddhi, ha is after da.
Yeah, so the akara, there's an akara in between the two.
Okay.
D and H. Which is the akara becomes akara.
Okay.
And that's the only change that takes place.
So anything like save or sad, that would be same thing. It would be after say you have to think about, like would be vriddhi, or sad would be vriddhi as well, like that.
Yeah, so these are already. So yeah, I'll come to those in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come to those in a moment. Himaji, you had a question on what we've seen already?
Yeah, two questions. Number one was the ayavayavaha sandhihi. So when the ayavayavaha, the visarga goes away and then becomes ava. This is what I remember you teaching a while ago.
Can you say that one more time?
The ayavayavaha sandhi, there's a visarga after the last word.
Ayavayava sandhi.
That visarga disappeared and then became ava. It gets the halanta goes away because you just are here right now 6178 aya avaha avaha. So the visarga goes away and becomes ayava.
Yeah, so here it's because again we had to put it in the first case in the sutra to denote. So the first case is denoting that which replaces something else. But when we're looking at just the what's getting replaced, you have to take off the visarga. So it's ayav.
That's right.
Yeah. Correct.
And then the ha shabda we were just discussing, Is
Uh-huh.
that the followed by visarga? Is that a visarga there or just her there?
So it's hakara,
Haka, not a visarga.
not a visarga.
Yeah, because when you say it could sound like a visarga. Daha.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
The. It should be just the.
Daha.
Yeah.
This is just the. The visarga will be daha.
That would be daha. Yeah.
Thank
Or
you.
be daha ha.
Daha.
Daha ha.
Daha. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Perfect.
Mahodaya, we can never have a visarga for a dhatu, is it not?
Yeah, unless we added another pratyaya. So we're going to see another pratyaya in a moment that I'll show you that when we get there. Yeah, but correct. You can just add a visarga out of nowhere. Okay, so I did want to make sure we get enough time to go to the next one. But if we just look at save plus nvul becomes sevaka. So you've heard this one word before, right? Sevaka, one who serves, and sevika is the feminine version, right? Sevaka, sevika. So here, yeah, you'll notice, right? That yeah, so sevaka, you're not getting any vriddhi, right? Really? Okay, so these original dhatu, so the dah we have to kind of be a little careful of, but really it's usually when we I, U, and R that you'll get these transformations to take place. Sorry, it's being a little slow. When we I, U, R, then you'll get these transformations to take place, right? So I get the confusion with the dah. We'll kind of have to look at that and see if it, but so, yeah. So sevaka, right? You already have, it's not in this original, so you're not going to have that transformation take place. Because the dhatu is already saved. So I'll have to check with the dah. Maybe I'm adding because it's not the I, U, R, so maybe that's what the confusion was. But the save, it's already has that ekara. We're not going to then do vriddhi on top of that, right? It has to be in the original I, U. Sad becomes sadhaka, right? Sad, to accomplish. We had aka, so sadhaka, one who accomplishes, the accomplisher. So sadhnoti iti sadhakaha. Sadhnoti iti sadhakaha. Drish plus nvul, darshaka. Pashyati iti darshakaha, one who sees, the seer. Yach, nvul becomes yachaka, one who begs, the beggar. Can be also sadhu, yachaka. Pu plus nvul, pavaka, because that echoyavayava becomes, so punati iti pavakaha. Bid dhatu, to separate. Bhedaka, binnati iti bhedakaha. Because it's 7U, you get this nakara in the, so it's a little bit different. You get this nakara. Vrid plus vul becomes vardaka, one who grows. So vardate iti vardakaha. So some of these words are very common, right? That we've seen before. And these are how they form. Yeah, Harprasadji, go ahead.
Mahodaya, is any of these dhatus that you are shown here, is anyone, is there any dhatus here which is a derived dhatu?
None of these are derived dhatus.
Okay.
These are all original dhatus.
Okay. How do they give for a derived dhatu? Is it a ubhyapadi or a parasmayapadi or atmanipadi, and what gana? How do they do that?
Yeah. So when you have niche, for example,
Yeah.
so you get So it just becomes I want to say, okay, I don't want to say wrong. Let me check on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dhanyawadaha, Mahodaya. Yeah.
Oh, here's some Nijan. So I didn't know, I realized this was there also. But you see this
Yeah.
nya plus nich,
Yeah.
and then vul. So you can do this also, nyapaka. So it becomes nya plus nich becomes nyapi. Nyapi plus vul becomes nyapaka. So this happens.
But these are okay. These dhatus are derived or non-derived.
Now these are all derived.
Okay, but one on the left-hand side is not.
These are the original. Yeah.
Original. Okay, right.
It's original and then derived, and then so you can take a derived dhatu also and add. Okay. So I quickly, we're going to spend more time looking at some examples in Nvul, but I just wanted to show you this next one, Kvip, because it's very quick, actually. Kvip is quick, okay? We're going to make it simple. Okay, so the next one we want to see is Kvip, Kvip. So, Kvip. You want to say it also? Kvip. Okay, this is also a Kartari. Right, so it denotes the karta. The content is, it's called a zero pratyaya. Okay, zero pratyaya means that nothing remains. It comes and it disappears. So meaning that all the content of ka, va, I, pa, all four of those letters go away. So you're left with nothing. There's no guna or vriddhi that takes place because of Kvip. It declines in three lingas, right? And it's very, so it's quite simple in that way. So let me show you the example of Kvip. Okay, one example of Kvip is we get the word Upanishad. This is why we need to see Kvip. Otherwise, we don't need to see Kvip further than this. The word Upanishad, we have sad dhatu, and then we had upani plus sad. Okay, so upani sad, these add these upasargas plus the dhatu sad, and we're adding Kvip. First, really the ka and pakara are it letters, so they're removed. So you're left with V. But then this V, both are also taken away as well, because it's a zero pratyaya, meaning that you're just left with upanisad. So then you might ask, why add it in the first place? It's because now it's given the Kartari sense, but it's not there anymore. So now I have the word Upanisad. Sad becomes shad because of inkoho. So this ikara before makes a sakara shakara. So I have Upanishad. So really this Kvip came and go, and now I'm just left with the original word. But now this is a pratipadika, no longer a dhatu. It's a Kartari pratipadika. Okay, sad has a few meanings. One of them is to destroy. Destroying samsara. Right? So now when I add this Kvip, it becomes the destroyer. Destroyer of samsara. Okay. Upani have other meanings. We can see that next time, but the sad here is the destroyer. So kvip is a zero pratyaya that gives the kartari sense and goes away and makes this dhatu into an upasarga. I mean, into a pratipadika. Okay, that's really all we need to see with the word, with this kvip pratyaya. There's some other examples, but they're not so common, right? We don't see these words so commonly. Right? So the only reason we really need to see this because it comes in the word Upanishad. Okay, we're going to come back to Nvul. We need to see this Strilinga as well. I promised that, and so we didn't have time. We need to see Strilinga, and then we'll see some examples on Nvul. And then we won't need to spend too much more time with kvip. Kvip is this much. Okay, we'll end here. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om.